Thank you, and good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. Before we begin the session, I'd like to make the following announcement. Due to continuing threat to public health from COVID-19, City Council is currently meeting remotely. We are using Microsoft Teams to make this remote meeting possible. Instructions for how the public may view the meeting and offer public comment are included in the stated meeting notice that was published in the Daily News, the Inquirer, the Legal Intelligencer, and can also be found on councilphl.com. I now note that the hour has come. The clerk will please call the roll to take attendance, and members that are in attendance say a couple of words to make sure that your image is displayed on the screen. Mr. Decker, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Bass.
Good morning, Mr. President, colleagues, and the City of Philadelphia.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Brooks. Councilman Dom.
Good morning, Council President, colleagues, and the City of Philadelphia. Present.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Gautier.
Good morning, Council President, colleagues, and Philadelphia. Present.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson. Councilman Green.
Good morning, Council President. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning to the City of Philadelphia. I am present.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Gim.
Good morning, Council President. Good morning, colleagues. I am present.
Good morning.
Councilman Johnson.
Good morning, Council President. Good morning, colleagues. Just sending out prayers to all the young people impacted by senseless gun violence.
Good morning.
Councilman Jones. Councilman O.
Good morning, Council President. Good morning, colleagues. I am present.
Good morning.
Councilman O'Neill.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Parker.
Good morning, Mr. President and colleagues.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Quinones Sanchez.
Good morning, Council President and colleagues. I'm present.
Good morning.
Councilman Squilla.
Good morning, Council President and colleagues. Present.
Good morning.
Councilman Thomas.
Good morning, Council President. Good morning, colleagues. I'm present.
Good morning.
Council President Clark.
And good morning to all. We have established our quorum, so council will now come to order. To give our invocation.
Council President?
Yes. I can't.
You're muted, Catherine.
Council President, my apologies. I'd like to be recorded as present for today's council proceedings. My apologies for the delay. Thank you.
No problem, Councilwoman. Let the record reflect that Councilwoman Kathleen Gilmore Richardson is in fact present for today's session. To give our invocation this morning, the chair recognizes Father John Kelly of the Assumption BVM Church. He is here today as the guest of Councilman O'Neill. Father, thank you so much for being here. If you can please proceed with the invocation.
Sure. Good morning, Mr. President, council members, and to the City of Philadelphia. Ever so briefly, a quote comes to mind from Ernest Hemingway that says, "Life breaks everyone, and afterwards some are strong in the broken places." As we continue to endure this pandemic, as we watch a war unfold in the Ukraine, and as we are painfully aware of the violence that has plagued the city of Philadelphia, we turn to the Lord and ask that all those whose lives might be broken and those who might be suffering might know his blessing, his protection, and the abundant gift of his love. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you for your spiritual guidance this morning. We really need it.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
And our next order of business is the approval of the journal of the meeting of Thursday, April 21st, 2022, and the chair recognizes Councilman Squilla.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the journal of the meeting on Thursday, April 21st, 2022 be approved.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly seconded that the journal of meeting of Thursday, April 21, 2022 is approved. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, ayes have it, and the journal is approved. I think Councilwoman Brooks is now present. Thank you. Let the record reflect that Councilwoman Brooks is in fact present. Thank you. And our next order of business is request for leave of absence, and the chair recognizes Councilwoman Parker.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are no requests for leaves of absence today.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks to Councilwoman. Chair also recognizes Councilwoman Parker for a motion concerning the Sunshine Act.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that any of the following matters, if considered today, may be added to the agenda for this session of council and, as required by law, subsequently published on an amended agenda after the consideration of those matters. Resolutions authorizing hearings, amendments to bills on first reading, the reconsideration of a bill vetoed by or recalled from the mayor, resolutions taking substantive action to be voted on in this session, a motion to withdraw a bill or resolution that is not on the calendar, and a motion placing a bill or resolution on or returning a bill or resolution from the suspension calendar that is not listed on today's calendar. The purpose of this motion is to provide the public with notice concerning possible actions by council that arose too late to be included on the calendar that was published prior to today's session.
Take a second.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly second that the legislative matters stated by Councilwoman Parker may be added to the agenda for today, should those matters arise during the course of this council session. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. And the next order of business is communications. And I'll ask the clerk to please read the messages from the mayor and any other communication that he may have in his possession.
From the mayor to the president and members of the council of the city of Philadelphia, I am transmitting for the consideration of your honorable body a resolution authorizing the Philadelphia Land Bank to dispose of 1210, 1212, and 1214 South 27th Street, 2723, 2725, 2727, 2729, 2731, 2733, 2735, 2737, and 2739 Ingram Street, 2704, 2706, 2710, 2712, 2716, 2720, 2724, 2726, 2738, and 2740 Manton Street, 2705 and 2720 Oakford Street, located in the 2nd Councilmanic District. And an ordinance authorizing the Commissioner of Public Property to acquire fee simple title or lesser real estate interest from Philadelphia Authority for Industrial Development to all or a portion of a parcel or parcels of land located in and about the area bounded by 56th Street, Lindbergh Boulevard, 61st Street, Passyunk Avenue, and the Schuylkill River, and to grant an easement to pave for access across the parcel for construction and maintenance of an access way. And an ordinance authorizing the City of Philadelphia to enter into a guaranteed energy savings contract for the evaluation and implementation of energy conservation and efficiency measures designed to reduce energy or other measurable consumption or operating costs of the city's municipal street lighting system. And an ordinance authorizing the Commissioner of the Department of Parks and Recreation to execute a lease with CP 2023, a Pennsylvania nonprofit corporation under which CP 2023 would design, construct, operate, maintain, and repair a museum building on the southerly side of Benjamin Franklin Parkway between the Vine Street Expressway, 21st Street, 22nd Street, to display works of art by Alexander Calder and the Calder family of artists, all at no expense to the city, all under certain terms and conditions.
Thank you, Mr. Decker. That concludes the communications, and our next order of business is the introduction of bills and resolutions. And by way of a reminder, we are asking that all resolutions, including privileged resolutions, be placed on the final passes calendar for the next session of council, unless they're being referred to committee. In our current remote environment, this procedure will provide the appropriate opportunity for public comment. I would like to thank you in advance for your anticipated cooperation. Mr. Decker, please read the titles of the legislation that's being offered today by our members.
Councilwoman Parker offers, on behalf of Council President Clark, an ordinance to approve amendments to the Temple University Master Plan in the area bounded by Montgomery Avenue, 13th Street, Pollock Walk, and 12th Street, related to the new College of Health building at 1801 through 59 North 13th Street.
For the committee.
Councilman Jones offers one bill entitled an ordinance amending Title 14 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Zoning and Planning by amending certain provisions of Section 14503 NCA Neighborhood Commercial Area Overlay District related to the Ridge Avenue NCA District and by making related changes.
For the committee.
Councilwoman Sanchez offers a resolution recognizing and honoring the Philadelphia Children's Alliance and the Philadelphia Department of Human Services for their collaborative commitment to bring healing and justice to victims of child sexual abuse in Philadelphia and declaring April 2022 to be Child Abuse Prevention Month in the city of Philadelphia.
Next week's calendar.
Councilman Green offers 4 bills and 2 resolutions. On behalf of Council President Clark, an ordinance authorizing the City of Philadelphia to enter into a guaranteed energy savings contract for the evaluation and implementation of energy conservation and efficiency measures designed to reduce energy and other measurable consumption or operating costs of the city's municipal street lighting system.
For the committee.
On his own behalf, Councilman Green offers an ordinance amending Chapter 2600 of the Philadelphia Code, Standards of Conduct and Ethics, by revising and extending the prohibition on retaliation and adding protections against interference with Board of Ethics proceedings.
For the committee.
And an ordinance amending Chapter 21,000 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Political Contributions and Expenditures, to revise provisions and to make technical changes.
For the committee.
And an ordinance providing for the submission of the qualified electors of the City of Philadelphia of an amendment to the Philadelphia Home Rule Charter, providing for the establishing of a redistricting commission to carry duties related to the reapportionment of council districts as approved by resolution of the City Council.
For the committee.
And on behalf of Council President Clark, a resolution authorizing hearings regarding the operations of the Philadelphia Gas Works, including but not limited to its facilities, workforce, and the sustainability and diversification of its products and services. Authorizing a hearing, Mr. President.
Yeah. Today's calendar.
And on his own behalf, a resolution proposing an amendment to the Philadelphia Home Rule Charter relating to the reapportionment of council districts and providing for the submission of the amendment to the electors of Philadelphia.
For the committee.
Councilwoman Gautier offers 1 bill and 1 resolution entitled An Ordinance to Amend the Philadelphia Zoning Maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by South Street, the Schuylkill River, 34th Street, University Avenue, Civic Center Boulevard, and Health Sciences Drive, and to approve amendments to the University of Pennsylvania Master Plan in the area bounded by South Street, the Schuylkill River, 34th Street, University Avenue, Civic Center Boulevard, and Health Sciences Drive related to the proposed Art Center building at 2910 South Street.
For the committee.
And a resolution authorizing the Commissioner of Public Property to execute and deliver to the Philadelphia Redevelopment Authority deeds conveying fee simple title to 1834, 1837, 1840, 1846, and 1848 South Allison Street in the 3rd Councilmanic District.
Next week's calendar.
Councilman Squilla offers 2 bills and 1 resolution entitled An Ordinance Amending Chapter 9, 4900 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Prohibition on Use of Certain Bags by Retail Establishments to require retail establishments to charge a fee for the provision of a bag to customers for removal of purchased items and further defining what bags are prohibited at checkout.
For the committee.
And an ordinance continuing the Port Richmond Industrial Development Enterprise Neighborhood Improvement District beyond its termination date in the area bounded generally by the north side of Allegheny Avenue, the west side of Memphis Street, between Allegheny Avenue and East Westmoreland Street, the south side of East Westmoreland Street, the property line of 3300 Agate Street, and the back of properties facing along the east side of Tulip Street between Westmoreland and Ontario Streets.
For the committee.
And a resolution initiating action to continue the Port Richmond Industrial Development Enterprise Neighborhood Improvement District beyond its termination date in the area generally bounded by the north side of Allegheny Avenue, the west side of Memphis Street between Allegheny Avenue and East Westmoreland Street, the south side of East Westmoreland Street, the property line of 3300 Agate Street, and the back of properties facing west along the east side of Tulip Street between Westmoreland Street and Ontario Streets.
Okay, Mr. Decker, that's a resolution?
Yes, Mr. President, that's a resolution that initiates actions that we contemplate with the ordinance. So this would actually need to go on next week's final passage calendar.
Next week's calendar.
Councilwoman Bass offers 1 bill and 1 resolution entitled An Ordinance Authorizing the Commissioner of the Department of Parks and Recreation on behalf of the city Councilwoman Bass offers this on behalf of Council President Clark. An ordinance authorizing the Commissioner of the Department of Parks and Recreation on behalf of the city to execute a lease with CP 2023, a Pennsylvania nonprofit corporation under which CP 2023 would design, construct, operate, maintain, and repair a museum building on the southern side of Benjamin Franklin Parkway between the Vine Street Expressway, 21st Street, and 22nd Street to display works of art by Alexander Calder and the Calder family of artists, all at no cost or expense to the city.
Heard the committee.
And on her own behalf, a resolution recognizing May 1, 2022 as National School Principals Day in the city of Philadelphia. And Mr. President, Councilwoman Bass would like to be recognized for a motion on this resolution.
Chair recognizes Councilwoman Bass.
Mr. President, thank you. I'd like to actually be recognized later in the program, during council session. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was under the impression that the councilwoman wanted this resolution considered today, Mr. President.
Yeah.
That is correct. I apologize, Mr. President. I'm sorry. I have my script confused. I would like to ask for a suspension of the rules so that we can hear this resolution today.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor of said resolution? Motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Ayes have it, and that resolution will be considered on today's calendar.
Thank you,
Councilman
Mr.
O.
President.
You're welcome.
Councilman O offers two resolutions entitled, "A Resolution Declaring May 2022 to be Hepatitis Awareness Month in Philadelphia, to recognize and support the joint efforts of Hep B United Philadelphia and Hepatitis C Allies of Philadelphia, coalitions aimed at raising awareness of the link between viral hepatitis and liver cancer and the importance of elimination activities."
Next week's council.
And a resolution recognizing Black Enterprise for hosting its 11th annual Black Entrepreneur Summit, the nation's largest annual gathering of Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and wealth creators in Philadelphia.
Next week's calendar.
There are no other bills or resolutions being offered today by the members, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Decker. That concludes the introduction of bills and resolutions. In our next order of business is reports from committee, and the chair recognizes Councilman Johnson for a report from the Committee on Rules. Councilman Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of Councilman Johnson, the Committee on Rules reports out 5 bills with a favorable recommendation.
Thank you. Mr. Decker, please read the report.
To the President and members of the Council of the City of Philadelphia, the Committee on Rules, to which is referred Bill number 210933, entitled An Ordinance to Amend the Philadelphia Zoning Maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Snyder Avenue, Wackeco Avenue, Wolf Street, and Swanson Street. And Bill number 220112, entitled An Ordinance Adopting an Amendment to the Articles of Incorporation of the Manioc Special Services District of Philadelphia to extend the term of that authority. And Bill number 220113, entitled An Ordinance Approving a New Plan, Estimated Costs, and Proposed Method of Assessment of the Manioc Special Services District for and concerning business improvements and administrative services to the Manioc Business District of the City of Philadelphia. And Bill number 220224, entitled An Ordinance to Approve Amendments to the Drexel University Master Plan in the area bounded by 34th Street, Cherry Street, 33rd Street, and Powelton Avenue, related to the Kelly Hall Building at 203 North 34th Street. And Bill number 220298, entitled An Ordinance to Approve Amendments to the Jefferson Torresdale Hospital Master Plan related to a new Proton Therapy Center building at 10,800 Knights Road. Respectfully reports it has considered the same and returns the attached bills to council with a favorable recommendation.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Councilwoman Parker.
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of Councilmember Johnson, I move that the rules of council be suspended so as to permit reading this day of bill numbers 210933, 220112, 220113, 220224, and 220298.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly second that the rules of council be suspended so as to permit first reading this day of bills number 210-933, 210-122, 112, and 220-113, 220-224, and 220-298. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Ayes have it. And this bill will be placed on our first reading calendar.
Council President,
Yes, Councilman.
I'm logged back on. I had a little technical difficulty, but thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair,
Sure,
Madam Leader.
sure.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to be recorded as present.
Thank you, Councilman.
All right.
Let the record reflect that Councilman Jones is present today for today's session. Thank you, and thank you, Councilman Johnson. Chair now recognizes Councilwoman Winona Sanchez for a report on the Committee on Appropriations.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Committee on Appropriations reports out one bill with a favorable recommendation.
Thank you. Mr. Decker, please read the report.
The Committee on Appropriations, which is referred Bill Number 220291, entitled An Ordinance Authorizing Transfers and Appropriations for Fiscal Year 2022 from the General Fund, certain of all city offices, departments, boards, and commissions, the Grants Revenue Fund, certain of all city offices, departments, boards, and commissions, and the Aviation Fund, certain of all city offices, departments, boards, and commissions, to the General Fund, certain of all city offices, departments, boards, and commissions, and the Aviation Fund, certain of all city offices, departments, boards, and commissions. Respectfully reports it as considered and amended the same, and returns the attached bill to council with a favorable recommendation.
Thank you. Chair again recognizes Councilwoman Winona Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the rules of council be suspended as to permit first reading this day of Bill Number 220291.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly second that the rules of council be suspended so as to permit first reading this day of bills number 220-291. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it. And this bill will be placed on our first reading calendar today. That concludes our reports on committee. And our next order of business is consideration of the calendar. I note that the bills just reported from committee with suspension of the rules have been deemed to have had a first reading. These bills will be placed on our second reading and final passage calendar at our next session of council. As there are no additional bills on the first reading calendar, the chair recognizes Councilwoman Parker for a motion concerning the resolutions on the final passage calendar.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the rules of Mr. President and Councilmember Green, just want you to note that the information was forwarded to me, Councilmember Green, so I know what not to announce.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, our administrative team, they're on it. Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the rules of council be suspended to permit the use of a consent agenda to consider the following resolutions on the final passage calendar, and they are resolution numbers 220339, 220340, 220341, 220342, 220343, 220344, 220345, 220264, 220265, 220266, 220267, 220268, 220269, 220270, 220271, and 220272.
Second.
Thank you. To move in second that the rules of council be suspended to permit the use of a consent agenda to consider the resolutions just read by Councilwoman Parker. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Those
Aye.
opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries, and we will consider the resolution consent agenda shortly. Chair again recognizes Councilwoman Parker for the purpose of calling up bills and resolutions on a regular second reading and final passage calendar today.
Thank you again, Mr. President. In addition to the resolutions being considered on the consent agenda, the following resolutions and bills are being called up from the second reading and final passage calendars today, and they are numbers 211020, 220190, 220222, and 220223. All other bills and resolutions are being held, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. We will now.
Council President.
Yes, Chair recognizes Councilman Green.
Yes, that list for the final passage calendar should also include Resolution 220 and 329.
That was taken off the consent agenda, right?
Correct.
Thank you, Councilman. Let the record reflect. Mr. Decker, you got that? Okay, thank you. Before we proceed with the consideration of our public comment session, which is next, I'm going to take a brief 5-10 minute break to allow our technology professionals an opportunity to connect our speakers for today's public comment session. Let's take a quick break. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for your patience. We're back now. We will start our public comment session. So now that everyone is connected to the meeting, and before considering the resolutions and bills we have before us today, we're going to consider the public comment, and we'll go as follows. Public comment must concern matters on the second reading and final passage calendars for possible action at a session of council. A speaker on any of those matters must sign up in order to testify. You must call 215-686-3406 by 3 p.m. the day before the session to sign up for public comment. When you call, we will take your name, your number, the number of the legislative item you are commenting on, and whether you are in support of or against the legislation, and then we'll add your name to the list. We'll then telephone each person on the list during the council session and invite them to our remote meeting. Today, you will have 3 minutes to speak, but however, from time to time, that time limit may vary based on the volume of individuals that are testifying on the public comment session. In order to be fair, all those wishing to speak, we intend to hold faithfully to the established time limit, so once invited to the meeting and asked to begin your testimony, a timer will be started. We will monitor your remaining time throughout your testimony, and when there are 30 seconds remaining to your time, you will be reminded of this. Once your allotted time has passed, you will be asked to conclude your remarks, and shortly thereafter, you will be muted and disconnected from the remote meeting. We also reserve the right to limit the number of speakers where repetitious comments are being made on the same subject matter, which could affect callbacks or public comment at a meeting. Please be aware that this meeting is public, and it is being recorded. Because the meeting is public, participants and viewers have no reasonable expectation of privacy. So by continuing to be in the meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. I will now ask the Chief Clerk to please read the name of our first witness today, and I want to thank everybody for agreeing to participate in the public comment session in City Council. Mr. Decker, please call the first name.
The first speaker today, Mr. President, is Cecilia Thompson, commenting on 220329.
Good morning. State your name for the record. Please proceed with your testimony.
My name is Cecilia Thompson. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Again, good morning, Council President Darrell Clark and esteemed members of City Council. My name is Cecilia Thompson, and I am speaking on Resolution 220329, as this is April Acceptance and Awareness Month all over the world. And also commending the creators of the Autism 365 collection at the Winfield Library in the Winfield section of Philadelphia. And I also want to thank the sponsors of this resolution, Council Members Derek Green, Curtis Jones, and Catherine Gilmore Richardson. I am in support of this resolution. With the many things I do to serve individuals, such as being a commissioner on the Mayor's Commission for People with Disabilities and a board member for the School District of Philadelphia, the number one service I'm most proud of is being the mother of Trevor Nathan Thompson, a 23-year-old living with autism who is now a graduate of the School District of Philadelphia. During my journey in raising my son, acceptance of his unique gift has been and is still a challenge, even in a diverse city such as Philadelphia. It is difficult for the world to understand his gifts and unique perspectives of how he views society. As a parent, it is not always easy to watch others snicker about your loved one's uniqueness and sometimes bring sorrow to my heart. If they only would take the time to get to know him and accept him for who he is, they will realize that he is a wonderful person with a heart of gold. But this feeling is also shared by many families who have a loved one living on the spectrum and just want the world to accept their beautiful and wonderfully made personalities and their individualism. But however, I am so grateful for this proclamation that it is happening in such a diverse city as Philadelphia. As I close, and as a former resident of Winfield, I'm also thankful for the Winfield Library for creating the Autism 365 collection. As a child, being raised by my grandparents, the Winfield Library served as a second home to me, where I did a lot of reading, listening to recordings, and that type of thing. It served as almost a summer camp, as unfortunately my grandparents could not afford to send me and my siblings to summer camp, but the people in that library were always wonderful and gracious and always willing to lend a helping hand. So again, I want to thank the sponsors of this bill, this resolution. I want to thank the members of City Council for accepting this, and this is truly a wonderful thing to have for all of our individuals living on the spectrum. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning.
Thank you for your testimony. We appreciate it.
The next speaker is Kelly Mickens, commenting on 220344.
Good morning. State your name for the record, and please proceed with your testimony.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Kelly Sarah Mickens, and I'm here to testify in support of resolution number 220344, calling on the Pennsylvania legislature to use federal COVID-19 relief money to fund freedom schools across the state and in Philadelphia. I am a proud member of the Philadelphia Freedom Schools Board, as well as the Director of Servant Leadership for Sankofa Freedom Academy Charter School, the first and only K-12 public freedom school in the country. I have served various freedom schools since 1998. In that time, I have seen approximately 6 generations of high school students become junior servant leaders, develop their leadership, assume various leadership positions within the program, and beyond. Most specifically, Brother Council Member Isaiah Thomas was one of those very talented young people back in the late 90s. Put succinctly, freedom schools work. They not only do the minimum of engaging children and young adults in worthwhile work, freedom schools more oftentimes than not has also done the maximum of establishing an important path to a meaningful life of service that benefits the greater community. I lovingly say that freedom schools are for people ages 5 to 105, and that's true because we have children as participants, middle school students as emerging servant leaders, high school students as junior servant leaders, college students as servant leader interns, young adults as site coordinators, older adults as project directors, and elders as wise counselors, parent educators, and craftspeople. But where I want to focus my most vehement support is on our junior servant leader program, ages 14 through 18. High school students for whom for most of them is their first jobs. I lovingly laud them by saying that in my first job, I just wanted the job with a discount. But these young, wonderful people have chosen to take on work that will challenge them personally, academically, socially, culturally, and civically. Being a JSL is about consciously deciding to work as a role model. While our small children may love and have respect for Dr. Kelly, they really want to be a Brother Elijah or a Brother William or a Sister Samaya. And in order for our smaller scholars to, quote-unquote, get it, our JSLs have to get it first. This looks like strenuous team building, rigorous curriculum training, compassionate youth development instruction, and serious group problem-solving coaching. Everything that they learn is directly transferable to skills that they need beyond our halls. As we know, our city and many cities around the country are experiencing steep increases in gun violence. One of the age groups that is being increasingly impacted is one in which the JSL aspect focuses. Increased funding could go a long way toward combating summer opportunity bankruptcy, where young people are interested in trying something new, but are only confronted with negative tutors. Investing in freedom schools will help to make more opportunities available to children and youth who are looking for meaningful engagement that pays them a wage that can keep them from other influences from having a chance to take hold. I strongly encourage you to pass Resolution 220344. Decades in the future, you want to be able to make sure that you can say that you made helpful decisions that help to end the terrible season of violence in our city, commonwealth, and country. Supporting freedom schools will help to build that next generation of servant leaders that will make our planet better. We need them. Let's invest in them now. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Mickens. I see on the list you have students that are testifying. Are they testifying on the same call?
They are. They're here.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Elijah Lee Curtin.
Elijah Lee Curtin.
Good morning. My name is Elijah Lee Curtin, and I'm here to testify in support of resolution number 220344, calling the Pennsylvania legislature to use federal COVID-19 relief money to fund freedom schools across the state and in Philadelphia. I'm a veteran junior servant leader and a 10th grader at Sankofa Freedom Academy. These are the main reasons why we joined Councilmember Thomas in calling for this crucial investment. We need more young black minds to uplift one another, love, and know we are all a family. Freedom schools accept all races, any children, just anybody. We need to show the young black minds who are corrupted by colorism, racism, and poverty about our roots and history. Freedom schools just wants to help people. We need freedom schools that teach us reality and how to jump over the systemic problems that keep black children from succeeding. There is nothing that can go wrong by giving black children a higher chance to learn and excel in life. When I was at JSL, we were coming out of COVID quarantine, and I was teaching and assisting at the Ujima site, which was an all-outdoor site. To me, it felt like no other. I was able to teach, read, and have fun with the scholars while also connecting with nature, learning about science and experience the peace that nature promotes. Freedom schools teach young and old, no matter what happens in life, there will always be stepping stones for you to go on. Therefore, I strongly encourage you to pass resolution 220344. Our community, family, and friends need this investment. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your testimony. Next speaker.
The next speaker is Samyaya Dent Moore.
Good morning. State your name for the record, and please proceed with your testimony.
Good morning. My name is Samaya Dentmore. I'm here to testify in support of resolution number 220344, calling on the Pennsylvania legislature to use federal COVID-19 relief money to fund freedom schools across state and in Philadelphia. I am a veteran classroom assistant called a junior servant leader of Philadelphia Freedom Schools Summer Poganayan, sophomore at St. Copper Freedom Academy Charter School. These are the reasons why Council Member Thomas is calling for this important support. It will expand educational opportunities for students of color this summer. It will help to keep young people safe from gun violence in our community and bring awareness to it. It will be an opportunity for those who are in poverty to earn money right away. It will give young people a chance to feel secure and heard within their community. We will be able to give young people a chance to learn about service and leadership. And when I was at JSL, I would work with kids with learning disabilities. I seen that one of them were having a hard time catching up on work and understanding it. It didn't take long for me to break down the work for my student, and they began to process and learn. I feel like there should be more that we can do to provide with people with learning disabilities, and they are more than capable just as us. I strongly encourage you to pass Resolution 220344. It will make a big difference in the way that I have been developing, and I think it will be a good effect on other teenagers like me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your testimony. We appreciate it.
The next speaker is William Nettles.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. My
Good
name
morning.
is William. Good morning. My name is William Nettles, and I'm here to testify in support of Resolution 220344, calling the Pennsylvania legislature to use federal COVID-19 relief money to fund freedom schools across the state and in Philadelphia. I'm a son, a brother of a voter. I'm a veteran junior servant leader and a sophomore at St. Copper Freedom Academy Charter School. The main reasons we joined Councilmember Thomas in the calling of these funds to be invested in, and these is what we are planning to, funds to be invested in this way we are. To show people my age and younger that it's possible to help our community, to give them a new and different chance to try something new, because it definitely was new for me at the time. Freedom schools bring our communities together, even outside our communities together. This can really take someone out of their comfort zone, because the freedom school energy will make you smile even when you feel sad. Even during our global pandemic, we were able to meet virtually and still find a way to keep in touch. It wasn't the same as in person, but at least we got a chance to be together. We were trying with all our energy to keep our young students educated, positive, and most importantly, safe. We were locked away from our brothers and sisters for so long, but the benefit of it all is that we could meet our brothers and sisters with love and joy when we could finally come back together in person. Young people need to be physically and emotionally safe, and St. Copper Freedom Schools. We have felt throughout. Please support Freedom Schools statewide. More young people should be able to feel these feelings. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for your testimony. We appreciate it.
The next speaker is Serenity Lowe, commenting on 220344.
Good morning.
Good morning. Unfortunately, Sister Serenity is not here this morning.
It's okay. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you all for your testimony. We appreciate it.
We were unable to connect the remaining speakers, Mr. President.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank all the speakers for their testimony today. Public comment. The very important part of what we do here is providing opportunities for the citizens to weigh in on the matters that are before us. So we appreciate that. That concludes our public comment session for today. So we now consider today's resolution consent agenda. Excuse me. I will ask the clerk to read the titles of all the resolutions on the consent agenda. After each title is read, any member may object to the inclusion of a resolution on the resolution consent agenda. Upon such an objection, without debate, the resolution will be immediately removed from the resolution consent agenda and placed on today's regular final passage calendar. Mr. Decker, can you please now read the titles of all the resolutions on the resolution consent agenda?
Resolution number 220339, entitled a resolution approving the appointment of Deborah McCarthy to the Philadelphia Water, Sewer, and Stormwater Rate Board. And resolution number 220340, entitled a resolution authorizing the Commissioner of Public Property to execute and deliver to the Philadelphia Redevelopment Authority deeds conveying fee simple title of the 3438 West Allegheny Avenue in the 4th Councilmanic District. And resolution number 220341, entitled a resolution honoring and recognizing attorney Michael Sklaroff for his profound imprint on the legal history of Pennsylvania and the development of the city of Philadelphia on the occasion of his retirement. And resolution number 220342, entitled a resolution honoring the life of Bobby Rydell and recognizing his lifetime of achievement in entertainment, which delighted millions and made Philadelphia proud. And resolution number 220343, entitled a resolution honoring and congratulating Champion of the Week, scientists Taku Kobayashi and Ruth Chow from the University of Pennsylvania's Biomedical Research Team on their victory in the Stat Madness competition. And resolution number 220344, entitled a resolution calling on the Pennsylvania legislature to use federal COVID-19 relief money to fund freedom schools across the state and in Philadelphia. And resolution number 220345, entitled a resolution also naming 5th Street between Cantrell Street and Snyder Avenue as Reverend Enos Mackey Way. And resolution number 220264, entitled a resolution appointing Afroza Hossein to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220265, entitled a resolution appointing Benjamin Lerner to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220266, entitled a resolution appointing Hakeem Pay to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220267, entitled a resolution appointing Hassan Bennett to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220268, entitled a resolution appointing Jacqueline Hatchett to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220269, entitled a resolution appointing John Solomon to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220270, entitled a resolution appointing Marilise Santiago to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220271, entitled a resolution appointing Melanie DeBooz to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission. And resolution number 220272, entitled a resolution appointing Rosora Torres Thomas to the Citizens Police Oversight Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Decker. Chair recognizes Councilwoman Parker for a motion to adopt each of the resolutions on the resolution consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the adoption of each of the resolutions on the resolution consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly second that each of the resolutions on the resolution consent agenda be adopted. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it. And each of the resolutions on the resolution consent agenda has been adopted. We will now consider the bills and resolutions on the regular second reading and final passes calendar. Mr. Decker, please read the title of bill number 211020. Mr. Decker, you're on mute.
Apologies, Mr. President.
Problem.
Bill number 211020, entitled an ordinance authorizing encroachments in the nature of a sidewalk cafe in the vicinity of 762 South 10th Street.
This bill having been read on 2 different days, the question now, shall the bill pass finally? Mr. Decker, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Bass.
Aye.
Councilwoman Brooks.
Aye.
Councilman Dom.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gauthier.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson.
Aye.
Councilman Green.
Councilman Green.
Aye.
Councilwoman Gim.
Aye.
Councilman Johnson.
Aye.
Councilman Jones.
Aye.
Councilman O.
Aye.
Councilman O'Neill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Parker.
Aye.
Councilwoman Quinones Sanchez,
Aye.
Councilman Squilla,
Aye.
Councilman Thomas,
Aye.
Council President Clark.
Aye, the ayes are 16, the nays are 0. Majority of all members present have been voted in the affirmative. The bill passes. Mr. Decker, 220190.
An ordinance amending Chapter 10700 of the Philadelphia Code entitled Refuse and Littering by revising the annual fee for neighborhood sanitation and cleaning services and exempting owner-occupied duplexes from the annual neighborhood sanitation and cleaning services fee requirements.
This bill having been read on 2 different days, the question now, shall the bill pass finally? Mr. Decker, call the roll.
Councilwoman Bass,
Aye.
Councilwoman Brooks,
Aye.
Councilman Dom,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gautier,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson,
Aye.
Councilman Green,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gim,
Aye.
Councilman Johnson,
Aye.
Councilman Jones,
Aye.
Councilman O,
Aye.
Councilman O'Neill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Parker,
Aye.
Councilwoman Quinones Sanchez,
Aye.
Councilwoman Squilla,
Aye.
Councilman Thomas,
Aye.
Council President Clark.
Aye, the ayes are 16, the nays are 0. Majority of all members present voting in the affirmative. The bill passes. Mr. Decker, 220222.
An ordinance authorizing the relocation of the southwesterly curb line of Ridge Avenue from Calumet Street to a point northwestwardly therefrom, and the northwesterly curb line of Calumet Street from Ridge Avenue to Kelly Drive on City Plan number 163, authorizing the plotting on City Plan of an area for public pedestrian use, extending along the northwesterly side of Calumet Street from Ridge Avenue to a point southwestwardly therefrom.
This bill having been read on 2 different days, the question is, shall the bill pass finally? Mr. Decker, call the roll.
Councilwoman Bass,
Aye.
Councilwoman Brooks,
Aye.
Councilman Dom,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gautier,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson,
Aye.
Councilman Green,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gim,
Aye.
Councilman Johnson,
Aye.
Councilman Jones,
Aye.
Councilman O,
Aye.
Councilman O'Neill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Parker,
Aye.
Councilwoman Quinones Sanchez,
Aye.
Councilman Squilla,
Aye.
Councilman Thomas,
Aye.
Council President Clark.
Aye. Did Councilwoman Parker, did we hear that?
She was an aye, Mr. President.
She was not. Okay. Ayes are 16, nays are 0. Majority of members present voting in affirmative. Bill passes. Mr. Decker, 220223.
An ordinance establishing a no truck parking regulation on South 61st Street, both sides between Lindbergh Boulevard, just past Eastwick Avenue.
This bill having been read on 2 separate days, the question is, shall the bill pass finally? Mr. Decker, call the roll.
Councilwoman Bass,
Aye.
Councilwoman Brooks,
Aye.
Councilman Dom,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gautier,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson,
Aye.
Councilman Green,
Aye.
Councilwoman Gim,
Aye.
Councilman Johnson,
Aye.
Councilman Jones,
Aye.
Councilman O,
Aye.
Councilman O'Neill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Parker,
Aye.
Councilwoman Quinones Sanchez,
Aye.
Councilman Squilla,
Aye.
Councilman Thomas,
Aye.
Council President Clark.
Aye. The ayes are 16, the nays are 0. Majority of all members present voting in affirmative. The bill passes. Mr. Decker, you have any additional resolution?
I do, Mr. President. Resolution number 220329, entitled a resolution recognizing April 2022 as Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month in the City of Philadelphia. and commending the creators of the Autism 365 collection at the Winfield Library. This was introduced by Councilman Green.
Chair recognizes Councilman Green.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to just say a few moments before I move with this motion. I want to thank our school board member, Cecilia Thompson, for spending some time during a public comment session to talk about this resolution. It's really a blessing to have the great resources we have in the city of Philadelphia. The fact that Mary Klachin and Ethel Funches at the Winfield branch have been able to create this special collection of autism-friendly resources and making sure that we think about the issues of autism not just during April, which is Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month, but during 365 days out of the year, and really making the Winfield branch a real jewel in our library collection. I know both Councilmember Jones and Councilmember Gilmore Richardson, who are both co-sponsors of this resolution, are incredibly proud of the work that they are doing at the Winfield branch. This week, actually a friend of mine from high school, someone who I had not spoken to since I graduated from high school, reached out to me because he knows of the work that I've done in reference to autism and let me know in a very personal way that his son was recently diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And as I think about this month, this Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month, what I share with my friend is that you're going to have a journey. It's going to be a journey of both pain and also joy. Pain in situations I can reflect my own personal experience with my son, situations where he's had a meltdown in a mall and wanting to go down an escalator and just getting very frustrated and just screaming escalator to the top of his lungs, and as a parent being really paralyzed and not being able to help him even though he wants to get through that moment, to the joy of seeing him score his first goal when he played soccer, to pain in situations when, as he was going through puberty, decided that he just didn't want to eat, and we had to take him to Children's Hospital and have him on an IV, to the joy of coming home from a long day of counsel, and we're going through our budget hearings, and every time I come into the house, the first thing he says is, "Hi, Daddy," to the pain of having a friend of the family who says that my son will never speak, to the joy of the fact my son's going on his high school graduation soon and going to prom, and just recently was accepted to St. Joe's for a post-secondary program. So as I talked to my friend, I said, you're going to have a lot of pain and also joy as you go through this journey. And it's the fact that we have great resources in our city, the Marys and the Ethels, and all the resources here in the city of Philadelphia that's allowed my family, the Thompson family, my friend's family, to have an abundant life with their children on the spectrum. So I move this resolution on behalf of all of the great heroes and sheroes who've done things to help my family and all the families that live on the spectrum to have an abundant and triumphant life with their children. And I move for the adoption of this resolution. Thank you.
Party second from all of our colleagues, Mr. President.
Second by us all.
Second.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Clearly none opposed. That resolution has been adopted.
We also have a resolution authorizing hearings regarding the operations of the Philadelphia Gas Works, including but not limited to its facilities, workforce, and the sustainability and diversification of its products and services, introduced today by Councilman Green on behalf of Council President Clark.
Chair recognizes Councilman Green.
Thank you, Council President. This is a resolution. I think I'm introducing this on your behalf regarding this issue, and we'll move for the adoption of the resolution.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it, and that resolution will be adopted.
And we have a resolution recognizing May 1, 2022 as National School Principals Day in the city of Philadelphia, introduced today by Councilwoman Bass.
Chair recognizes Councilwoman Bass.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Today, I'd like to pivot our attention to the people who have led the teachers, established and enforced school policy, and oversee the overall health of a given school, and that's school principals. I don't want to overlook the work of these institutional leaders and the instructional work that they do, which is to ensure the children who attend their schools come first and are provided quality, equitable educational opportunities in a safe, orderly environment, no matter who they are, where they come from, or where they live. They do this by providing teachers with strategic direction, assessing their performance, standardized curriculum development, monitoring student achievement, and encouraging the involvement of parents. Principals also have the task of overseeing student discipline, along with overseeing and developing their school safety protocols and emergency procedures. School principals deserve our thanks and an A+ for their educational, operational, and strategic leadership, as well as their commitment to keeping learning for all children a priority. Principals like Tammy Pierce Thomas, who leads Eleanor C. Emlyn Elementary School in my district. We call it Emlyn, of course. She's one of several principals who were recently awarded the 2022 Lindback Award for Distinguished Principals in recognition of their dedication to school district students in Philadelphia. In honor of Tammy Pierce Thomas and every principal who is passionate about the work they do, I am introducing a resolution in recognition of National Principals Day to honor those who lead and serve our children's educational needs each and every day. And with that, I move for the adoption of the resolution, Mr. President.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor of said resolution, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it, and that resolution is adopted.
There are no other resolutions on the final passage calendar, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Decker. Prior to recognizing members for speeches, I will note for the record at this time that we will use the chat feature available on Microsoft Teams to allow members to signify that they wish to be recognized in order to comply with the Sunshine Act. The chat feature must only be used for this particular purpose. With that said, are any speeches on behalf of the minority? See any? And speeches on behalf of the majority? Chair recognizes Councilwoman Parker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, on this morning before we got started, I received a text message from a group that I call my brother and sister Jewish family. And they sent me a message saying that when you all start council at 10 o'clock this morning, do you know what's happening in Israel? And I told them no. And they told me at 10 o'clock this morning in Israel, the whole country came to a standstill for 2 minutes as sirens wailed in memory of the millions of Jews murdered by the Nazis. The annual Holocaust Remembrance Day is one of the most solemn days on Israel's national calendar. And I wanted to be sure when they sent it to me on this day that we have seen the worrying and the increase in anti-Semitism over the past several years, both here in America and across the world. So I just wanted to note that April the 28th is Holocaust Remembrance Day. I know Councilmember Dom, he's been our leader in making sure that from an educational standpoint, we are well aware of this activity globally. But I wanted to note it and say thank you to my brother and sister K family members. Also, for those of you who don't know, I happen to live right around the corner from Valiance Hall. And Valiance Hall is the gathering location for black firemen, women in the city of Philadelphia, and those similarly situated. And last night, I ran into a person at Wawa, and they said to me, Sherelle, I didn't hear anybody say thank you to not just Commissioner Teal. Mr. President, I didn't see a press conference afterwards, but I do remember what occurred in Fairmount, what occurred in Kensington, and then recently in the 9th Councilmatic District. And so to the men and women from Valiance Hall, I want you to know we are paying attention to what it is that you do. And we do commend our Fire Commissioner, Adam Teal, for his leadership, and all of the men and women who serve as first responders, not only in the fire department, but in every area in our city. I want us to pay attention to Commissioner Teal's pleading for Philadelphia residents to ensure that they have proper working smoke detectors inside their homes. It's going to take block captains in every organizational structure that we have throughout the city of Philadelphia to do this work, and every level of government, and I know we're all in. Thank you so very much, Mr. President and colleagues, for the leeway you provided.
Thank you, Councilwoman, and we clearly thank and commend all of our frontline workers in the city of Philadelphia. Without them, I have no clue what we would do. They are clearly the treasures as it relates to our workforce. Chair recognizes Councilman Johnson.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to share my experience yesterday out in the community with Parks and Recreation Commissioner Catherine Ott-Level, and we were doing outreach and canvassing the neighborhood to recruit lifeguards so we can have all of our swimming pools open during this upcoming summer. We all know that right now, and over the past 2 years, we have been in a state of emergency when it comes to senseless gun violence. And we know one of the key ways to support our young people is by getting them involved in things that are positive. And one of those things is making sure that they all can go to a swimming pool during the summer and cool off. As Councilman Curtis Jones always says, our young people don't have the ability to go to Disney World during the summer. Our young people don't spend their summers down at the shore. And so by making sure we have enough lifeguards to keep all of our swimming pools open will give them the opportunity to enjoy themselves, and most importantly, cool off during this very, very hot summer that's coming up. And so I just want to encourage all my colleagues and everyone who's listening to encourage a young person to sign up to be a lifeguard this summer. It pays between $16 and $18, which is pretty good for me. And I think getting as many young people involved in a productive job goes a long way to keeping our young people safe. So I just want to encourage you again, because I know we get those phone calls, especially district council people, hey, 5 of your swimming pools are shut down. And you're like, well, whoa, wait a minute. So we can partner with Parks and Rec and help get that word out. But most importantly, it's about getting our young people off the street. That's the main thing more than anything else. Getting them involved in something that's positive. Growing up in South Philly, I enjoy going to True Playground, 18th and Washington Avenue. I had a little bit of heart, Kurt, so I will also go across the tracks at Marion Anderson Playground at 18th and Captain Clark. And so that's a whole different neighborhood, but it was all in the effort to take advantage of the free. It was a free Parks and Rec summer camp program. You know, get them lunches with the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? But most importantly, the highlight of the day was going swimming. And so we want to make sure that all of our swimming pools are open. And I want to also point out this. We want to make sure swimming pools are open in neighborhoods most in need. We want to make sure that we're not just opening up swimming pools in neighborhoods that's developing through gentrification. I want to put that out there for the record as well. But the only way that we make that happen is by recruiting as many lifeguards as possible. Thank you very much, Council President, for your time.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you so much. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Taking us back. Chair recognizes Councilman Green.
Thank you, Council President. I want to thank our colleague, Councilmember Parker, for making that comment about the history that we've seen in this world. Unfortunately, we're seeing that history repeat what's happening in Ukraine. So many of our Jewish brothers and sisters have historical perspectives of what's happened in Europe, and we're seeing that repeat itself in the Ukraine. But on a more positive note, we were in our budget hearings, and I wanted to acknowledge SEPTA on their 10th anniversary of their Accessible Travel Center, which they had a press conference yesterday, and they have been able to make sure that all of their more than 1,400 buses are accessible. And they've been doing this keeping with the Americans with Disability Act, and their Accessible Travel Center, which is located at Suburban Station, has helped teach students how to transition from high school to work, especially those on the autism spectrum and those that have various physical and learning differences. And they provided a great opportunity for people to move and be accessible in our city. So I just wanted to thank SEPTA for that work they're doing. I know as part of our budget hearings, we've also learned about the dollars that they are looking to put into the transit system through the Investment in Infrastructure and Jobs Act, also known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, to make travel throughout our region even more accessible for everyone in our city, especially those that have a physical or learning difference. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you so much for that. Any other speeches on behalf of the majority? See any? With that said, thank you all very much. Louise, I want to say how much I appreciate you all and all the awesome work you do. Chair recognizes Councilman Jones for a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that council stand adjourned till Thursday, May 5th, 2022 at 10 a.m.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved in second. The council stand adjourned until Thursday, May 5th, 2022, 10 a.m. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you all very much. Again, be safe. Love you guys. Have a good day.